Great. Well, listen, it's a joy to be able to share together and to hear more from each other's stories this Christmas time. So, Yvonne, thank you for being willing to share some of your story and to share with us something of who Jesus is to you and what he means to you in your life. So, maybe we'll back up and just begin with, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I was thinking about this question, how to answer it. Probably, I don't know, there are probably few words that I can describe myself. And I'm a woman, I'm a migrant, I'm a mother, and I'm a psychiatrist, so that's the part of me. And have been living in Republic of Ireland for the last 2 years.
Okay.
Well, I was born in Poland, this probably is important thing, and lived for years in various places in Australia.
Okay. So from Poland, sometime in Australia, living now in Ireland, but you've been in Ireland before, so there's lots of...
Yeah, like Abraham, that's the passage that you read today.
Abraham set out from his homeland. Yeah, you
so
know what that's like.
I left my I left my home.
A journey, isn't it? Across different places.
Journey. No,
I have a question here. What 3 words would best describe you? But you've picked some words out to describe you. But do you want to answer that?
Yes, actually, I was thinking about this question, how to answer it. I've read the book that was some time ago, this Polish Christian, but she called herself King's Daughter. I was thinking this is lovely because this is like I'm God's daughter, but also I'm mother, also I'm a woman, and psychiatrist. This part is probably like important for me as well.
Cool.
So King's Daughter.
Yeah, I love that. Those things come out of being a king's daughter. I like that. Yeah. Christmas is around us, or it's upon us. Could you tell us something you love and something you really don't like about Christmas?
Yeah, the Christmas, since I left my home, my family, my father and mother, it's like always the time that brings mixed feelings, because there is like, you miss your family, like your parents, and you miss this atmosphere that was back in Poland. So this is like painful part of the Christmas for somebody who is a migrant. And good things is like new start, that we can start our life and our struggle from the beginning.
Okay, so it's like a reset nearly when you come to Christmas.
Yes, it's like a reset, and the good news that Jesus came again, and he's with us for the rest of the time, to the end of the time, but also for the next year, and also reflection what we've done over the last year, whether we achieved what we wanted, whether there is still things to do or improve.
Okay, quite a reflective time then. Great. Well, listen, like in church, we will be looking at the story of Jesus, of course, and how he has come really to bring us to God. So he's come into our world that we might know God and be brought to him. So, like, in some ways he was promised, in many ways he was promised, but he was a little bit different than what people expected as well. Do you know? So just thinking a little bit, Ivonne, about how you've known Jesus maybe come into your world, into your life, to bring you to that knowledge of God. Some of your story of how that happened. Do you want to share some of that with us?
Yes, absolutely. I don't have a problem to share. So I think that everything began in Woi Woi. Woi is funny name, but this is the place in Woi Woi. I think this is indigenous name. Is in New South Wales on the central coast of New South Wales. When I saw art banner on the church fence, and that it stated like free conversation classes, so it caught my attention. I said, okay, this is something that I needed at the time. I needed to brush and also, to improve my English. So I went to these classes, and after normal classes, they encouraged people to stay for the Bible study. So again, I was thinking, okay, another extra hour of conversation, why not? So I agreed to stay. And then I met somebody, and he became an important figure in my life. He passed away, so his name was Gordon, and he was one of the helpers, and he distributed the Bible to new students. And he said, it happened like 12, 14 years ago, but I still remember what he said. He said, can I introduce you to my best friend? And even with my limited English at the time, I was thinking, who could it be? And he said, Jesus. So for me, it was like, how somebody... I came from a Catholic background, so I was brought in Catholic family. So God is somebody, distance is... judge, is somebody that in power but not friend. And so for me it was like, how somebody could dare to name Jesus a friend. And also it caught my attention and interest. I was like, I want to know more about somebody who is God, but also who could be my friend in the same time. Yeah, so I started to attend the church and became. I think that I wasn't baptized at the time. That was later on, but that was my first church in Woy, and Gordon became very important figure for me. And at some stage, I called him father and he called me daughter, and this relation also healed my relation with my biological father, because my relation with Gordon was like dream relationship between father and daughter. I hadn't experienced something like this with my biological father, so this also healed my relationship with my father. My biological father was alcoholic. He was quite distant. He was criticizing me all the time. I never was good enough. But now he has dementia. I learned to love him. So that relationship that I had with Gordon, actually paradoxically, but the word is like miracle, healed my relationship with my biological father.
Wow.
That was my story about Jesus, my friend.
Yeah, how powerful is that? Just someone who is who in some ways showed his friend by extending friendship to you, but also by being that father-like figure, or spiritual father, you might almost say.
Yeah, spiritual father.
But then through that relationship, it also, redeemed or healed some of your relationship with your own father.
I learned a lot from him. It's like I learned that how to love people, but also how to love different people, like people from different backgrounds and everything. So he told me his stories about when I met him. He was in 80s, so he told me his stories like indigenous people were treated like Chinese people who were very very early to Australia. They were treated like not the second category, like the third, fourth category of people.
Yeah.
And so he taught me how to love everyone, because for God, everyone is equal.
Yeah, that is really cool. Today, I'm not going to give away Emmanuel's message in a minute, but it ties in really well with who Jesus is. And I love that we're talking about Jesus, but we're talking about Gordon a lot.
Oh yeah.
But it's Jesus, in Gordon.
Yeah, he is. I'm sure that Jesus was sent in my way.
Yeah, which is. Listen, we're thinking a little bit about the surprise that Christmas can bring, the surprise that Jesus brings. What might you think others who don't practice faith in Jesus might find surprising about him?
About Jesus?
Yeah.
I think that I already said that because I wouldn't say that I was a Christian, even though I used to go to church for baptism, for weddings, this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But definitely I wasn't a Christian. So the surprise that people could have, like that this God in power can do everything, anything, but also you have his friendship. You can feel so close to him, so it's like I don't probably there's no words to describe this experience, like how is it possible, but it is. So even though I'm lacking words to describe this, I felt like this. I feel that this would be the biggest surprise for people.
Okay. And what about, similar question with church? People maybe have different ideas with church and what church might be or might be like, but what do you think might be a surprise to people who don't practice faith if they were maybe sitting here today? Or
from my perspective, I share this part that I'm migrant, so probably that church can be also your family, that you can find friends here. The church can help you with anything, like when you struggle, not only emotionally, but when you struggle financially, when you struggle with your kids, when you struggle as a mother, as a parent, that the church can address and help you, whatever your struggle is.
yeah. Ivonne, thank you so much for sharing. Maybe just one last question would be, at this moment in this Christmas, how could we pray for you?
So probably Ireland is not my place to live forever. So for God to help me to make decision which part of the world is, or just to trust in God, because God probably already knows where I'm going to. Probably for this to make a good decision for my family, but and maybe that we need a good place for her to grow and for her schooling forever.
Great. Okay. Well, listen. Thank you, Ivonne, for sharing. We will pray for you in a moment as we pray for others as well. So I'll give you a round of applause. Thank you.
Thank you.